All right, seniors. Tonight's recording is going to be a review about the two practice methods we talked about in class for the brushstrokes. If you did that already, look out tomorrow morning for the Thursday video. It's going to go up tomorrow morning. All right. If you did it already, don't worry about it. If you didn't, this is going to go back over what we did today. All right. So let's start with these are two ways that you can practice the brushstrokes. And again, you're doing this so that you can try it on, get the hang of it, and then you are going to be making moves that will set you apart from the majority of writers, especially writers your age. All right. So let's do this first one. This is unscrambling exercises. I will do the first one with you, and that will be the model for doing the other ones. All right. First. All right. So first off, start with which one's the subject. All right. Subject, remember, is who the sentence is about. It's the main noun or noun phrase that the sentence is about. It's Malcolm. So I know the sentence is going to start with Malcolm. Then I want to look for what's going to be the main verb phrase. All right. And doesn't cut it because that's a conjunction. So that probably comes after something. Dropping is an ing phrase. We'll deal with that later. So I'm going to go with lost his grip. Malcolm lost his grip and fell free. That makes sense, right? So Malcolm lost his grip and fell free is the basic sentence there. And then what the ing phrase is going to do is you can insert it in three places in that sentence, all right? So if Malcolm lost his grip and fell free is the basic sentence. You can either put that ing phrase at the beginning, dropping helplessly straight down towards the far end of the trailer, whoop, Malcolm lost his grip and fell free. Or you could put it in the middle, that's between the subject and the main verb phrase, Malcolm, whoop, dropping helplessly down straight towards the far end of the trailer, whoop, lost his grip and fell free. Or you could put it at the end. Malcolm lost his grip and fell free. Whoop, dropping helplessly straight down towards the end of a trailer. All right? And what I want you to do is think about, okay, so you have those are three correct options for how you put that ing phrase in the sentence. So instead of just having things be correct and incorrect, now you have grammatical options instead of just right and wrong. All right. So what I want you to think about as a writer is play around with how it sounds at the beginning of the sentence, how it sounds when it interrupts the sentence, how it sounds at the end of the sentence. Anyways, that's unscrambling, and you can follow the same thing with the other three. All right. And keep in mind here, you have options, right? There is like a grammatical sense that you have to follow, right? Like the subject is always going to become before that main verb. Right? So there's things like that are correct and incorrect, but with a lot of these too, it's a puzzle that you can solve in multiple different ways. So play around with it. All right, finally, this is a more complicated thing. We had two problem sets at the end of class today. These are imitations, all right? So how imitations work is you follow the structure of the scrambled up sentence. Mad Lib style, if you ever played Mad Libs as a kid, you try and put different meanings into the same, that follow the same pattern, all right? Then you try and put that sentence together. So now you're actually creating your own unique sentence, all right? Let me open up something so I can just do this as we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, this first one right here, scrambled imitations, all right? First, I'm going to just change up the meaning, and then I'm going to show you the original sentence, okay? So, let's start with... All right. So, first I'm going to start by saying, okay, in this first one, 1A, what do I think the subject is? Is it as her arm whirled faster with the egg whites? No. Was it Anne stared at it? No. Was it Anne? No. I already know because and is what sometimes can start sentences. It's probably not going to start most sentences. Her face shifted towards the cookbook. That stands out to me because that has both the main subject, her face, and the main verb phrase, shifted towards the cookbook. So actually D is like the heart of the sentence right there. All right. Now, how am I going to imitate it? I'm going to think about how I can change things around while keeping the same pattern. Best ways to do this is just to think about other things that fit in that category or the opposite. So instead of her, I'm going to say his. Instead of face, I'm going to say eyes. All right, instead of shifted, I'm going to say crawled. All right, taking it in bigger chunks. When it says toward the cookbook, I'm going to say along the wall. All right? So well, once it had preposition, along the wall. His eyes crawled along the wall. All right? Now let me see what other elements. So that's an element. All right. Now I have grimacing. So now I'm going to think about what's my main. Frowning. All right. Going back. That listed and explained more and ever more of the procedure. That contained the signatures of bygone residents on his street. All right, so while this original sentence is about a cookbook, I'm going to make this about a wall that has like tags of people on it. All right. See, as her arm whirled over the egg whites, I'm going to make that. As her arm whirled over the egg whites, I'm going to say, as his shoes scraped along the pavement. All right. And stared at it. And ignored it. All right, when in doubt, just try and think about what the opposite is. Okay, so we have all the parts, right? Now, how would I put all these things together, right? Let's see. Frowning. Whoop. His eyes crawled along the wall that contained the signatures of bygone residents on his street. All right, now, as his shoes scraped along the pavement, I'm going to put that at the beginning too. Frowning, whoop, as his shoes scraped along the pavement. His eyes crawled along the wall. Yeah, okay. So, put it together, right? Without even putting particular thought into that composition, right? It's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good final sentence. As his shoes scraped along the pavement, his eyes crawled along the wall that contained the signatures of bygone residents on his street. All right? And so that follows the same structure as the original one, but comes up with a brand new meaning. All right? The original one would probably be something like, how I would have it, it would probably be something like grimacing, grimacing and expressing confusion and frustration over the third direction in the recipe. Whoop! Her face shifted towards the cookbook that listed and explained more and ever more of the procedure, and stared at it. Whoop! Period. Oh, and ignored it. All right, anyways. So that's the basic idea of imitating. Do it with this second problem right here below, okay? So I did that 1A for you. I want you to imitate it yourself, right? So don't use my example. Don't use the original example. Try it on, all right, and create your own unique sentence. I don't want to see any copied sentences with the imitations, right? Because I know what you're supposed to be doing is imitating it, all right? So do that for 1A, do that for 2A. I did it like without breaking it down. What you could do is unscramble it first. So figure out what you think the original sentence was, then use that as your model to go through and change each word, changing the meaning but keeping the pattern. Or you can do it the way I did it, right? But whichever way works best for you. All right. Do 1A, the one I just did. Do it with your own meaning, plugging in your own meaning. Do 2A, and do these 4 problems with unscrambling. All right. All right. That should do it tonight. Remember, too, there's another homework assignment going up tomorrow morning, or another video going up tomorrow morning. Should be short, should be quick homework assignment. So you have the rest of your Wednesday to do what you want to do with it. All right.